We want to build the best building in Europe, maybe the world. It'll be large, it'll have large floor plates, it'll have a range of amenities and the latest technology.
An amazing environment. It's second to none. I've never been in a building quite like it.
If I can describe the building in 3 words: holistic, innovative, and unique.
For people to be successful in their work, they have to work in an environment which is going to be inspiring to them.
Who wouldn't want to work in a building that's recognised around the world? Who wouldn't want to work in a team that sees success every day?
Well, it's definitely about collaboration. You wouldn't be able to just create it, and without teamwork it's impossible.
I feel I had a strong hand in it, sure, but there are a lot of people who probably have that same pride.
It took a lot to get here, to this point. The ride was fantastic, you know. I wouldn't have swapped it for anything.
I've been very fortunate to have worked in the city and created some interesting public spaces. And here was a site which had stopped.
Well, basically, we were discussing about another project with the Stuart Lipton, and I think I mentioned to Stuart, I said we could convert that stump into a fantastic building, and together we could make it work.
We knew what the tenant market wanted, but much more important for us was what people wanted. And people, as we all know after this pandemic, really matter. They make spaces lively, fun, interesting, amusing, intellectually stimulating. So what could we provide?
Stuart said, who do you think is the best architect to do the job? And I said, Karen Cook, because she did work on the original. And if one person wants to create something that is replacing the old design, is Karen.
Architecture has a lot of functions. Its most basic function is to create shelter and hopefully creating an uplifting experience. If you can go beyond that, it's to make better environments for people by creating order out of chaos. Well, if you go all the way back to 2003, at that time London had very few tall buildings. The intention of the city planner was to design something that would make London globally distinctive, and the form in some ways took priority over the function. Then the global financial crisis happened, and tenants needed more and expected more. It meant relooking at what the building had to offer.
And we worked together to bring this superstructure into the existing structure.
One of the incredible things about this building, it's kind of managed to be not only current, but kind of ahead of its time. One of the places where we've achieved that is through the HVAC analytics. So that's heating, ventilation, and air conditioning analytics. And it gives us a way of measuring and controlling the energy that we use in operating the building.
One of the beauty of this building is it actually satisfies the London Energy Transformation Initiative.
The facade was meant to serve multiple purposes, of course. Acoustic performance or maybe light. This facade has gone beyond state-of-the-art. We are proud of standing inside a building which has energy-efficient facade.
Creative people want natural daylight, and combined with the 3-meter-high ceilings, the daylight quality and caliber and control is very high.
We've got quite a strong relationship with the multiplex, and to date we've probably constructed maybe 6 projects together. This, for us as a business, was a bit of a leap of faith because we had never delivered a tall building. The manner in which we were setting out to deliver the building was again unique to the UK market. And again, I always take pride in the fact that the concrete at 22 Bishopsgate is taller than the concrete in the Shard, so I class this as a win for us.
Occupation density, which used to be 1 person per 14 square meters, which sounds quite dry until you realize that means half again as many lifts, half again as many toilets, half again as much fresh air. And that last point has served us very well now as we re-enter the workplace post-pandemic.
From being born in London, you know, I've seen the London skyline change in my lifetime. When you've got landmark schemes like 22, it's really good for our teams to be involved with that. I think at one point we had 2,000 drawings we had to get through the system. We had at a peak over 250 engineers, operatives on site. And that's a skill set that I think, you know, as a specialist subcontractor, we brought to the table.
In the Unique 22 Bishopsgate project, we implemented the first ever UK lift evacuation strategy. So while retaining the standard 5 evacuation strategy, we devised a supplementary system using the everyday passenger lift. In this way, you can evacuate the building much quicker. So even visitors and occupants with physical limitation will be able to escape the building very quickly and without delaying the others.
The main experience, I think, was gaining an appreciation for the risk with constructing a tall building in relation to falling objects. So we had daily coordination meetings, an open door policy, which enabled the guys to come to us with any issues that they may have.
Were there any particular characters that stand out?
Yeah, so I have a really fond memory and relationship with Lenny, our security guard.
They called me Lenny Boom, because everything I used to say was boom.
I know who Lenny is, of course, everyone knows who Lenny is.
It doesn't matter which part of which floor you go, it's the whole layout.
It goes without saying that Lenny was a particular character.
And working on it, what a monster. Absolute monster, but beautiful. My everyday is making sure everyone gets on site, basically to keep the place running smooth.
But it was much more than that. He was the life and soul of the project.
It was fun, it was fun.
Yeah, it just brightened your day coming up into the job.
I loved coming in every day, my Monday to Friday, and it used to go like that.
Yeah, I have a very special place in my heart for Lenny.
Never had a down day. He was always on top form, which actually set everyone up for the day.
It was all about be a family, be a team, and it worked.
When you meet characters like that, you want to try and keep hold of them. They add so much.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, loved it. I wouldn't say I enjoyed it, I loved it. Yeah.
For us, success of this building will be how it adapts over time, whether that's over 10 years, over 25 years. We need to make sure that it can continue to adapt to what people need. We always talk about a university environment because universities are where you build your social network, where you're encouraged to be curious and where you can take risks. And we think more and more the office is going to be that sort of environment. It is no longer about process. It's always about trying to overcome of what a 1.5 million square foot tower building would be like.
Stuart wanted that 22 would be perceived as different already at the threshold. And that starts with Alexander Belashenko's artwork, and it progresses to a series of different artists and craftsmen. All of these very high caliber artists and makers would contribute their own character and give altogether a much richer experience.
When you first visit any of the amenity spaces, you're going to be inspired straight away. If you're going into the active commuter park, if you go to the market, you're going to find out about healthy foods, lunch and learn sessions where you can educate and learn new ideas, new ways of working, new ways of thinking. They're part of the building and they're growing as we grow.
A core part of how we created that environment and maintained that environment was through proactive engagement with the people who were delivering the work. That was from the workforce, through daily timeouts, attending, being visible out on the pitch, walking the talk, doing what we say we would do when we said we would do it, and getting positive feedback from the workforce. And every day was about making it better, which is what we did.
Every time I see it, this building, it just brings my mood up because I think, it was a big part of my career. I spent 4.5 years here. I came on as a subcontractor. I then joined a lifting company where I became a deputy appointed person on the job, and then after that, I basically moved on to being site manager.
Some of the early marketing for 22 Bishopsgate was around a building built for people. We took that on board. We embedded that into our delivery philosophy, where we wanted to make sure our workforce wanted to come to 22 Bishopsgate, day in, day out.
Well, I was very lucky that when I joined Linear as a graduate, and this was the first project I worked on, my role as a quantitator has developed. So for me, I've been very lucky to learn a huge amount on this project.
I feel incredibly proud of how we delivered the building. It certainly stands tall and proud amongst the London skyline, which, yeah, I'm proud of that, but I'm most proud of how we delivered it.
I'm curious to see how other people experience it. People who work in the building say, I'm really happy to be here. I feel better going to work than if I had stayed at home.
I've never summed it up in 3 words. I've just summed it up in is you look at it from afar and you just go, wow.
I'm impressed about it. I mean, a nice part of our contribution is that it ultimately stands there, you look at it, you see it, and you feel part of it.
See something on the drawings where you spend a lot of days, sometimes nights, pressure of the deadlines, and then see that is part of the skyline of a city like London makes me very, very proud, and being able to say I was part of this team.
It's been an absolute pleasure and a joy working on this project, and to see it now, that's mine, baby. That's mine.
Sometimes you feel like it's impossible to conceive at the beginning, but then it was about efficiency, it was about viability, it was about making it happen.
When you walk in, you feel uplifted, and when you go home, you feel relaxed, efficient, enjoyable. The work experience has changed because of 22 Bishopsgate.